Hello everybody, how y'all doing today? So today we're going to read Magnus Robot Fighter 4000 AD number 4. This was published in November of 1963. The creator of Magnus Robot Fighter and the writer and artist of this story is named Russ Manning. There's a little picture at the end he did. When I was looking at the scans, he did a picture at the this big display picture at the end, so I want to show you guys that at the end of the video because it looks pretty cool. Anyway, so Magnus Robot Fighter 4000 AD. Legia joins Magnus in the search for a mighty undersea think rob which plots the destruction of mankind. Keys of Knowledge. Astronomy, number 11, Asteroids. This is one of a series of information features in Gold Key Comics. Collect the whole series for useful knowledge. In addition to the 9 main planets, there are about 2,000 minor ones which fill the space gap between Mars and Jupiter. These minor planets are asteroids, meaning star-like. As they move against the background of stars, they photograph as streaks. Due to the jaggedness of some, it is believed that asteroids are bits of a planet which fell apart, or pieces which never joined. Some asteroids are no more than a mile or two in diameter. 10,000 combined would hardly equal a planet the size of Earth. Each asteroid travels its own path, at its own speed, around the Sun. Asteroids come closer to Earth than any of the other planets. Magnus Robot Fighter 4000 AD. Menace from the Depths. The year is 4000 AD, and, on the floor of the Atlantic Ocean, a sudden explosion rips one of the underwater food processing laboratories, which helps supply the nutrition of Northam's vast human population. We are being flooded. Crushed. Orders. 2 humans in a shuttle capsule escape the destructive blast.
Whoa! We're lucky we were surfacing before the blast. The lab is being totally destroyed. We must notify Serena at Central Headquarters.
Video phone and surface shipping center will be the quickest way. Hurry!
In the undersea office of Serena, director in charge of Northam's food processing,
3 humans and 150 robots were lost.
Bring my subship to the launch platform, at once. Notify the president of Northam. Tell him to call a full council meeting. I'll be there in 1 hour.
I will do as you say. The capable scientist heads for the Northam's nearest seaport.
That is the 3rd laboratory, destroyed in less than 2 weeks. It has to stop.
Because of the seriousness of the situation, Magnus Robot Fighter is asked to sit in on the meeting.
Gentlemen, I can't overemphasize the danger in these explosions. Many more of them will drastically curtail our food production.
Investigators have been working on it, Serena. Haven't they turned up anything?
No, but it's obviously sabotage. 9/10 of our food supply comes from the sea. Someone is trying to starve our population.
We must not let this news leak out. It could cause a panic.
You're right, Mr. President. We must proceed quietly, with caution. At that moment, Legia Klein enters the council chambers.
Mr. President, Professor Eric Stark has regained consciousness. He says he has information concerning the recent lab explosions.
Anything our chief of underwater robot research has to say might prove invaluable. We must talk to him at once.
Moments later, an air car speeds towards Northam's General Hospital.
As you know, Professor Stark is an old friend of Father's, and he is still very weak from injuries he received when his lab was destroyed.
I realize that, Miss Klein, and I'm grateful that you came for us so quickly.
At the hospital, they find Professor Stark in the healing embrace of a medic Rob.
Mr. President, Magnus, you've got to stop T1. You must destroy it before it destroys the human race.
T1. I don't understand, Professor. What kind of robot is that?
T1 is my Think Rob, a robot with the ability to think like a human.
But how is that possible?
For years, I worked to develop a robot brain with cybernetic relays, capable of human-type logic. Finally, I succeeded. I installed it in a robot, T1, and then, 2 weeks ago, I activated it. As I energized the last relay in T1, my senses tingled with anticipation. I was so engrossed in my work that I barely heard the thunderstorm raging outside my laboratory. Then, suddenly, it was as if the whole world blazed with bright, white light. I was flung backward. I don't know how long I was unconscious, but when I came to, the Think Rob was destroying my research lab.
No! No!
The bolt of lightning had evidently short-circuited the moral control cells in the robot's brain.
Stop! You are destroying the work of a lifetime!
Whereas my hopes were of helping mankind with my creation, T1 was using its super-capable brain for destruction.
Destroy man. Kill all humans.
The last thing I saw was T1 moving toward my sublab at the dock. Then I lost consciousness. And that's the last I remember, until I woke up here, when I learned of the food lab explosions, and that my sublab was missing. It all added up.
Then, this T1, a Think Rob, must be trying to destroy the human race by sabotaging food supplies.
True. You've got to locate and destroy it.
He's right, Mr. President. If we don't, that robot could starve mankind right off this planet.
Magnus, once again I must ask you to help. All the resources of the government are at your disposal. Stop this Think Rob any way you can.
I'll do my best, Mr. President. Magnus and Leisha accompany Serena on a subship to undersea headquarters, located above Food Processing Lab 8.
Man has come a long way. Our forefathers could only envision food concentrates processed from the sea.
Yes, but without that vision, it would not be a reality today. Many brave men died in undersea research.
It's hard to believe that after all these centuries, mankind is being jeopardized by a machine.
Yes, but man himself is to blame for that. He became lazy. He made machines that do everything for him except think. And now, we must find a robot that does think, but with a madman's thoughts. Inside the headquarters structure,
Where do you want to start, Magnus?
I want to hear the hydrophone tapes from the destroyed processing labs. We might find something on them that will give us a clue. The tapes from the defense network of hydrophones around the bombed food centers are played back. Not an alien sound on any of the tapes, which means only one thing.
What's that, Magnus?
The explosions occurred inside the labs. The destruction wasn't caused by any sort of torpedo or external force.
But how is that possible? We have a foolproof security check on every human who enters.
Maybe it's foolproof for humans, Serena. But how about robots?
You mean you think it's possible that T1 has taken over control of other robots?
Yes, he has the brain power for it, and he's in control of the professor's sublab. Later, they watch the undersea harvest of crops by sea robs, robots designed expressly for the job of saltwater farmhands.
This is the first time I've witnessed a sea harvest. It's marvelous, Serena. The harvest in this area alone is over 10,000 tons of raw food stock every day. Sea robs are tireless, of course, and very seldom need repairs.
Where is that sea rob going?
That's the computer rob, Magnus. It records productivity in this area. Computer robs report in every hour, on the hour, to the computation control center at the lab.
I'd like to follow it back and watch the operation. A short time later, Section 8, 400 tons collected in last hour.
Very simple, really. This way we know our exact harvest every hour. Up ahead is our processing room. This is where the worker robs process, load, and ship the finished product to market.
These worker robs, do they ever leave the laboratories?
No, if they break down, we repair them right here.
Well, at least that narrows the field. If they don't leave the labs, they can't be the saboteurs. You've been a great help, Serena. Now, I'm going to join the undersea patrol the President has ordered.
I'll double security at every processing lab. For now, I guess. That's all I can do. Good luck, Magnus. While you're on patrol, I'll visit lab number 7. Maybe I can turn up something there.
All right, Leisha, but be careful. We're dealing with an electronic maniac. I know you want to help because the professor is a good friend, but don't take any risks.
I won't, Magnus.
As Magnus joins the vast undersea search, the ThinkRob T1 guides its sublab into a great kelp bed near processing lab number 7.
You know what to do. Put plan into action. I want no mistakes.
At once, T1.
Proceed as directed.
The two robots move swiftly toward the undersea farmland. As the computer Rob swims towards the processing plant to report with its hourly total, Leisha decides to follow.
This is the third plant I've inspected, and learned nothing that will help.
Suddenly, the computer Rob is overcome by the robots from T1 Sublab.
Human female has seen us. Orders. Capture human. Bring her to Sublab.
Leisha and computer Rob are taken aboard the professor's stolen sublab. Hold, human female.
She must not interfere. I will place explosive.
T1. The think Rob Professor Stark told us about.
Cross-connected to the computer, Rob, T1's powerful brain erases its memory and gives it new orders. Then a deadly time bomb is placed inside.
There, the explosive is ready.
No, you mustn't.
Silence, puny human. Before I am through, I will destroy all sources of food.
No.
Nothing can stop me. I will be master. Keep the female guarded.
It will be done. The computer Rob is released to continue its methodical journey toward the food processing lab. The explosive will go off in 20 minutes. That will be the end of another food plant. The computer Rob reaches food lab number 7 exactly 16 minutes later and is giving its hourly report 4 minutes after that. Section 7, 300 tons at... When suddenly, the bomb is detonated. Later, after the force of the inrushing water completely destroys what is left of laboratory number 7,
another lab destroyed. Techno-Robs, prepare another explosive. Next we will destroy food lab number 8 and the central underwater headquarters. Stupid humans. It will be a robot world.
They will be at your mercy.
Yes, all will be destroyed. I will then think for all robots.
News of the latest catastrophe is flashed to all patrol subships. There were no survivors. The destruction came at exactly 3:09.
No. Leisha was going to visit number 7. I'm sorry, Magnus, but we must proceed. Helms, Rob. Bearing 287. Full speed ahead. You're right, Captain. But I swear that Leisha and all the others will be avenged.
At the site of destruction, Magnus and other humans from the subship search the ocean floor for clues.
I haven't found a thing, Captain.
Have you or any of your men had any luck?
No, Magnus. Not a bit. What do we do now? Bring all the hydrotapes back to the subship. We'll listen to them back at Central Headquarters.
Right. Later, in Serena's office, now, we're up to just a few minutes before the explosion.
Yes, that sound is the computer, Rob, approaching the re-entry chamber.
Wait a minute. What time did the computer Rob check in?
I'll check the tape. It entered the chamber at 3:05.
Didn't you tell me those computer Robs were programmed to report on the hour?
Of course. That must be the answer.
We'll check the tapes of the other destroyed labs to make sure. At that very moment, some distance from Central Underwater Headquarters and Lab Number 8, squeeze! Swiftly, T1 places the explosive and, erasing the computer Rob's memory, gives it new orders. There. Perfect.
Oh, if there were only something I could do.
And minutes later, whoosh! Inside the lab, the other hydrotapes prove Magnus's theory correct.
That does it. In all 4 bombings, the computer Rob reported in a few minutes after the hour.
You must deactivate all computer Robs at once.
I'll give the orders immediately. Magnus, a computer Rob has just entered this lab, and it's 6 minutes past the hour.
Quickly, press the master deactivator button. Serena presses the control as Magnus races from the office.
Hurry, Magnus. The entry tube is at the end of the hall.
Throughout the lab, every robot stops. Immobile. What is it? What's wrong? Get to the surfacing capsules, all of you. I think there is an explosive in that computer Rob. Here it is. I'll try to disarm it.
Be careful, Magnus.
There. That should do it. Now I'll need your help, Serena. Have that bomb dismantled. I'll notify Subship Command. T1 and Professor Stark's sublab can't be far from here. Aboard the stolen sublab, something has gone wrong. Return to island base full speed. Magnus rejoins the undersea search. All craft are converging on this area, Magnus. T1 won't get away this time. I hope not, Captain. The fate of mankind depends on it. And shortly, this is Subship 86. We've spotted the stolen sublab. Position, Sector 572. Helms Rob, Sector 572. Full speed. Flashing through the depths, the Northam subships converge on Sector 572 and the stolen sublab. There it is, bearing 261. They have found us, but I know how to stop them. Bring the human female here. Attention, all patrol subships. The female, Leisha Klein, is my captive. If you come closer, I will destroy her. Call off attack. This is T1 speaking. Repeat, I will destroy the female if you do not call off attack. Leisha's alive! It could be a ruse, Magnus. I know, Captain, but we must not take any chances with Leisha's life. T1, this is Magnus. If you have the girl, you must prove it to us. That is easily done. You can view her on the video phone.
Now your friend will see that I speak the truth. They will never attack me as long as you are my captive.
Let go of me!
If you do not pull back and allow me free passage, she will die before your eyes.
Don't listen to it, Magnus. Attack! My life is not important. The Think Rob must be destroyed.
Magnus, I know you will not listen to her. You are a human. You have human emotions. You have what is called compassion. Unlike robots, you have regard for life. Now order patrol subships to depart, or I will act.
No, Magnus, don't!
All right, T1, you win. We will... Magnus, look!
Stop her!
I must reach the surface. If I can get away, the patrol subships can move in.
She's risking her life to give us time, Captain. Order patrol subships to move in, but hold their fire. Right. Attention, subships. Converge, but hold fire.
An escape hatch. I've got to make it. Stop, human. T1 has ordered it.
Inside the escape hatch, Leisha works desperately.
Haven't time to get into escape gear. Have to hold my breath and hope.
And scant moments later, human female has escaped.
Surface immediately. Down in the depths, we can be destroyed. But on land, the puny humans will be no match for our fists of steel.
As the sub-lab surfaces, Magnus dives to Leisha's rescue.
Quickly onto the island.
Hang on, Leisha! Stay here, Leisha. I've got to stop the Think Rob.
Be careful, Magnus. T1 is insane. It'll stop at nothing.
As Magnus races toward the cliffs, the subships open fire on T1 and the escaping robots.
Choo, 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 choo.
With his superior strength and speed, Magnus quickly overtakes the robots.
Cease firing! You might hit Magnus! Attack! Kill puny human! Crush him!
That will take more than C-Rob's, robot. They aren't designed to fight. You're the one I want, T1. The other robots only take your orders. Without you, they are harmless.
I will smash you, Magnus. Now you die.
Not yet, I don't! Magnus and the Think Rob crash together in mortal combat.
Your flesh and blood cannot stand against my steel.
Steel is not enough! If you think it is, do your own fighting. Order the rest to stay out of it.
Get back, robots. I will show this puny human.
Not even Magnus's magnificent strength and swift reactions can ward off all of the machine's sledgehammer blows.
Ha! Man cannot stand against a robot that thinks. Now you will learn who is master. Watch, robots. With this human gone, you will see your leader in the true light. Destroy, human. Destroy, robot fighter. Oh, no, you won't!
A short time later,
It's hard to believe. The nightmare is over, Magnus. Imagine what would have happened if that think Rob had been successful.
it could happen, Leisha. We humans must be constantly on our guard. If we're not, one day it will be a robot world. That must never happen. The end. I'm going to read the letters column of the comic. It's called Robot Rostrum. I think that Magnus Robot Fighter is just great. Although you have just sent out 2, I am already crazy about it. The idea of Magnus fighting the robots is just right for my reading. I hope you start a fan page soon, because I think the comic should have one. I hope you have some outer space adventures. You should, since it takes place in the year 4000. Keep up the good work, and I'll never stop reading Magnus Robot Fighter. Mike Egerton, Lucasville, Ohio. We'll do our best, Mike. We'll keep trying to give our readers what they want. And we are starting our own Magnus Robot Fighter fan club. We like the way he fights, and the stories are full of action. So far, we have every issue that has come out. Our main question is if we can get a regular picture of Magnus in color by himself. We would appreciate it if you would let us know if we are the first Magnus fan club. Ed, Carlos, and Angelo, Chicago 9, Illinois. Yes, you are the first Magnus fan club to be recognized, since you sent us a list of your officers. Watch for a future issue of Robot Fighter. We will feature a color pinup of Magnus alone. I think you have a good magazine, but you need a few things to be added. Have a page called Magnus Column. Have Magnus use the undersea dome where he was taught by AI for his secret headquarters. Publish Magnus monthly. Set up a subscription department. Have a Magnus Jr., a boy trained by Magnus to smash steel and help him fight robots. Richard Crowder, Lynchburg, Virginia. Good suggestions. We are working on some of these ideas right now. This column is one. Wow, what a comic, what a hero, what a story. Magnus is the greatest thing that has happened to comics. The art is just tremendous, and the story is equivalent to anything ever turned out by greats like Heinlein, Burroughs, or Asimov. In fact, if I had to guess, I'd say Asimov was the writer for Robot Fighter. Am I correct? This brings me to another point. I publish a fanzine for comics and have given RF a big plug. I would like to know who the writer and artist are, so I could pass it on to my readers. Also, are subscriptions available for RF? I know many fans want to write you, but hesitate because of fear their letters won't be read. What about it, huh? Larry Herndon, Carrollton, Texas. We share your enthusiasm for the fine art in Robot Fighter. Russ Manning is the artist and the writer. As for the author, no one writer is credited. The story ideas are conceived by our staff and are worked out before they are turned over to a writer or two writers. When subscriptions are offered, a notice will appear in the indicia at the bottom of page 1 of the book. We read every letter we receive, so tell your readers to let us know how they feel. So I guess according to this, I guess there was multiple writers. It does say, I was looking online, it says that Russ Manning was the writer and artist, but maybe he's just like one of the writers. He's the artist, but maybe he's just one of the writers. But I know he did create Magnus Robot Fighter, though. He was the creator of Magnus Robot Fighter. I saw Robot Fighter on the newsstand, bought it, rushed home, and read it. I must congratulate you on the fine art. Mechman is a fine villain, and now that he can be turned good, how about showing more of him? I like the scenes on page 19 where Mechman is all covered with mercury. I am also glad that you show our hero is a smart person. This ability even saved his life. I must point out an error on page 20. You depict a gadget used to control the temperature. On this scale, you show a number 0. Negative 0, sorry. There is no such thing. 0 is the division between negative and positive. A minor error, but I will forgive you this time. Kent Smith, Athens, Texas. Thanks for the kind words and for catching our error. We will be more careful and try not to make such mistakes again. It is good to know that our readers scrutinize our art so carefully. For a long time, I have admired Russ Manning's art in Bros of the Spear, which appears in Tarzan comics. So I think I read like one on the channel, one of the Tarzan comics. I read one of the Tarzan ones, but I think it was from the 40s though. In Robot Fighter, I think he reaches a zenith reminiscent of the halcyon days of Alex Raymond at his best. Your new science fantasy creation deserves large sales, and I hope this ensues soon, so you will publish the book as a monthly. Robot Fighter fills a vacuum in the comic field, a believable yet romantic hero in an infinitely advanced technology. The possibilities for exciting adventure which can equal that in any other medium are inherent, with no need for the reader to gag at a nauseous superhuman concept. May I ask if you give consideration to freelance story material for any of your magazines? Best wishes for a long, successful run. And yeah, I think it would be cool if there was a Magnus Robot Fighter movie. I don't think that's gonna. It's been too long since that comic came out, I think, but it would be cool if there was like a TV show or a movie for Magnus Robot Fighter, because he's a cool concept, especially now with the AI stuff going on. He would be really good concept, I think. But this letter is by Alvin Fick, Fort Johnson, New York. Many readers recognized Russ Manning's art in Magnus Robot Fighter. We agree with you that he is doing a fine job with our new hero. As to story material, our stories are written on assignment by writers who are available for conference. Okay, yeah, so that, I guess, yeah, so I guess every story is a different writer, but it's the same artist. Thanks for your kind words and wishes. It just says letters to the page should be addressed to Robot Rostrum KK Publications Inc. I don't know. Poughkeepsie, New York. Although it is impossible to answer every letter, we welcome your comments and suggestions. Here is a backup story called The Aliens. The Aliens, Suspense in Space. Aboard the Earthship with its alien guests, a startling message is received.
This is urgent, Captain's Honor. We've lost control of an experimental ZFX missile. It has entered Sector 86, and it carries an armed warhead, with the time fuse triggered.
Sector 86, the Space Research Lab area.
Exactly. You must intercept before it detonates.
You must have known the ZFX has gone off course. What happened to its auto-destruction?
It failed to function. All the ZFX failsafe circuits are out. It's up to you, Captain.
Right. How much time do we have?
According to our calculations, exactly 3 hours and 34 minutes. Good luck.
Thanks. We'll need it. Bearing 32 degrees. Azimuth 8 degrees. Full speed. And checked drift error constantly. We can't afford to be even a microsecond off course.
Aye, Captain.
Under full power, the Earthship hurtles toward Sector 86. Over 3 hours pass, and then... there it is!
What do you do now, Captain? Destroy it with your firepower?
No. At this range, the explosion shockwave would destroy the space lab. We'll have to try to disarm the ZFX.
But how is that possible?
It won't be easy. Stun, pull alongside. Use magnetic tractor beams to make contact.
As you say, sir. I know what you're going to try, Captain. I'd like to volunteer to go with you.
Thanks, Raj, but I want you here in command here.
I don't know what you are planning, Captain, but I offer my service.
Thank you, Commander Zaz. It is a two-man job. I accept.
Gingerly, the spaceship edges toward the missile. Contact perfect, Captain. Good.
Commander Zaz and I are ready for release. Open airlock.
Couldn't your magnetic beams pull the missile off course, Captain?
Not the ZFX, Commander. It is designed to stay on course despite any magnetic beam, friendly or enemy.
Working furiously against time, they attempt to disarm the missile. Space Lab in view, Captain. You have 35 seconds. We are off collision course, but the warhead is still active.
Does that do it?
No. I still have to neutralize polarity in the firing points.
10 seconds, Captain.
I've just about got it.
5 seconds, Captain. We'll just miss the lab, but if that missile goes off, we're all dead.
There. That does it.
I would say none too soon, Captain.
The scientists aboard the Space Research Lab, aware of how close they have just come to death, salute the brave men and aliens who risked their lives to save them.
I hope it is a long, long time before I am again that close to eternity, Captain.
I agree, Commander Zars, and thank you for risking eternity to help save Earthmen. Perhaps someday we can repay you in kind. And that's the end. And here's another information thing. It says Keys of Knowledge, Railroads. Number 15, Railroads and the Future. Despite competition from trucks, autos, and planes, railroads are doing a job no other way of transportation can do as well. Piggyback transport of truck trailers on flat cars makes possible rapid door-to-door delivery of any type and amount of freight. Railroads carry only 4% of the nation of America's, passenger traffic, but still are the safest form of land travel yet devised by man. Through centralized traffic control, a train dispatcher can operate signals and switches, often as far as 200 miles away. In line with the atomic age, railroads are conducting research in operating locomotives with the use of nuclear power. I'm not sure if that, I don't think that happened yet. I don't know. I don't know anything about really railroads and that. I don't think they use nuclear power though. That didn't that didn't end up happening. But yeah, so that's the pin up at the end. It's pretty cool. It's Magnus and Leisha, and there's robots going after her. And this Russ Manning signed it. And there's some other signatures. I think they're signature. I don't know what these things are. Or not. I think they're just random scribbles someone put in. But anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys later.